So I just received my second strike. TikTok does not want you talking about Rockland County, New York. Smart elections. Yeah, they don't want you spreading awareness of it or talking about it. There's definitely no censorship or corruption here whatsoever. It does not matter if you cite your sources, give your own opinion on it and your views on it, put your sources in the description and just simply try and spread facts and awareness. TikTok will now give you strikes for lying, even though you are posting true sources and true events that are happening. So just be careful with what you post, especially if you are at risk of losing your account. That's my second strike for integrity. So I'm just going to go, I'm gonna go right wing now. I'm just gonna start posting a bunch of lies and go from there.
Thursday, the New York Supreme Court ruled that a case that is challenging the results of the 2024 election will be able to move forward into discovery. And funny enough, this case originally had nothing to do with the presidency. Lawsuits primarily being brought by Diane Sayre. She is an independent candidate for the New York State Senate. If you're MAGA, before you burst into tears, anyone in the country is allowed to challenge the results of the election. You guys sued 62 times after the 2020 election, and 61 of those were almost immediately thrown out because there was absolutely nothing supporting them. See, Diane partnered with an independent, nonpartisan third-party group called Smart Legislation that looks at election data. All of their issues are laid out in the lawsuit and in their supporting documents. You can go read all of this. Her initial question was about the number of votes that she got because she did not feel this was adding up. So she went district by district and got signed, sworn affidavits from people that voted for her, and those affidavits do not match the actual vote total. In District 39, she has 9 sworn statements from folks that said they voted for her. There are 5 votes that were actually counted. District 62, which is Exhibit B, she had 5 sworn affidavits. There are 3 votes actually counted. The second part of this, they glanced at the presidential data and things started looking a little funky, like in District 35 when the Democratic candidate here, Kristen Gillibrand, got 331 votes, so 79.38% of the total there. And Kamala Harris got 0 votes. Now, I know y'all are the facts over feelings side, right? So we're going to push our feelings aside and understand this is statistically unlikely. It's statistically unlikely that in District 55, Kristen here got 909 votes. This is 95.58% of the votes. And Kamala was able to pull in 2 votes, 0.20% of the vote. But what's funny is when you Google Rockland County, this lawsuit is not easy to find. The news is there. A couple people have reported about this. I find it very strange how much you have to actually fucking dig. Now, the presidential stuff plays a lot into the drop-off percentage, which I did a full analysis of literally the week after the election is what this video that this comment is from. I said, hey, this is all pretty fucking strange. People laughed at me and called me crazy. We are now circling back to this because this group did the same thing. This lawsuit was filed, I believe, December 4th of last year. Now, this data is from a separate analysis from Smart Elections. None of this makes any sense. This is not statistically likely once again. You people can scream and cry and shake your fist at the air, but something happened here, right? And it all goes back to this woman's votes, and her lawsuit is moving forward. There is a court date for September 22nd at 9:30 a.m. They're in discovery. They're putting together a list of election documents, information they want to see, and they're putting together a list of people they want to depose. If this moves forward as it looks like it will, we will get a full hand recount in Rockland County, New York, and we will see what actually happened. And if you guys are right, I'm sure there's absolutely nothing to see there, right?
I worked the election, and by 4 o'clock that day, that precinct had 3 times its usual voting. 3 times by 4 o'clock that day. From Miami-Dade, where I live, to have tipped over to that side, barely though, it was questionable. So I knew what I saw. And y'all, I also saw this. And I wonder if this is going to come back because my mind did this movie thing where it's like zoomed in. Because around 4 o'clock, one of our machines went down and they had to call somebody in. And I was on my way to the bathroom, like to take a break. And my mind went, pay attention. Now, I had no reason to think of Spaceboy. Because at the time I wasn't paying attention to a lot of what was going on because my anxiety was so far up. So I knew he was behind him. So I'm like, okay, he put money behind him. I wasn't paying attention to a lot of the things because I was just like, y'all joke, but some of us were very traumatized by his first administration, especially the mishandling of 2020. Now, I know they make USBs in different shapes and things, they do. But traditionally, the shape of a USB is of some rectangular factor, right? And so as I was on the way to the bathroom, I saw these men around the computer, the little check-in box or whatever, and they were trying to fix the machine. And I just went like, pay attention to that. And so I paid attention, and there was this, because I remember thinking, this looks like a Tesla. Like, I just remember thinking, it looks like a Tesla. The USB was big. Like, it was big. I won't say as big as a mouse. I'm trying to look and see. It was like that big. Like, label to label. It was big. And it was Tesla white. and it was shaped like a spaceship. Like it just was. Like, and I mean like a UFO style spaceship. So kind of like a leaf, like you know how we draw leaves like this. So it was shaped like that. It was big and just obnoxious looking and just white. And I'm like, why do they have USBs that look like that? But then I went about my way and I didn't really think about it. And then when I learned that the Star World was somehow attached to what took on, I was like, wow. Because here's what I learned, y'all. Another thing I learned, and you can Google this, but there was like an MIT professor or something back in 2018 who proved, it was some students actually, and I was looking for their video again because they proved it, but so did a professor, that by introducing a USB with a different either malware or coding, it could take over. And whatever you press would flip and come out the other way. And so they did this on a machine that you would push your choice, you know, not just bubble in and slide it in, but one that you would push your choice. And they pushed choice A, and it came out choice A. So then they said, okay, let's introduce the thumb drive. So they put in the thumb drive, USB key, whatever. And they said all it took was 1 minute. That's all you need is 1 minute to get the information into that system. And so then when they pushed choice A, this receipt printed out choice B.
All right, here are the results from the electronic voting machines. Ohio State wins.
And so what I know is manipulation is possible.
This is the story of how the world's richest person, the owner of Tesla and X, bought the global town square, then corrupted it before using his immense wealth to help elect a convicted felon. April 14, 2022. Elon Musk makes an unsolicited offer to buy Twitter for $44 billion. He claims the site has become politically skewed and says, for Twitter to deserve public trust, it must be politically neutral. October 27th, the deal goes through. The next evening, a far-right conspiracy theorist breaks into the San Francisco home of Democrat House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, intending to kidnap her. Pelosi is away, but the man attacks her husband Paul, hitting him repeatedly on the head with a hammer. Paul Pelosi escapes with his life, but requires surgery for a fractured skull. While most people take the chance to decry political violence, the new owner of Twitter, Elon Musk, posts a tweet sharing an entirely false claim that Paul Pelosi was in fact injured in a drunken fight with a male prostitute with whom he was involved. Musk includes a link to a false claim on a website that has a history of publishing conspiracy theories, including a story asserting that Hillary Clinton is dead and has been replaced by a body double. Musk's post is retweeted 24,000 times before he deletes it. November 18th, Musk's Twitter starts to unlock previously banned accounts. Misogynist far-right influencer Andrew Tate was permanently banned from Twitter in 2017 after urging women to, quote, bear some responsibility for rape. Now he's back. Tate posts, I've decided to fly to the failed state of California, walk into Twitter HQ, and tell @Elon Musk he's a legend. On my way. 2 months later, Tate will be arrested in Romania on suspicion of human trafficking, rape, and forming an organized crime group. December 8th. 3 members of Twitter's Trust and Safety Council resign. In their resignation letter, they cite research that found slurs against Black Americans and gay men jumped 195% and 58% respectively since Musk's takeover. 3 days later, the remaining members of Twitter's Trust and Safety Council are dismissed. Musk then tweets that, quote, my pronouns are prosecute Fauci, a reference to a conspiracy theory that the COVID crisis was exacerbated by America's top infectious disease doctor. December 16th, having claimed he's a free speech absolutist, Musk bans @ElonJet, a Twitter account that tracks the movements of his private jet using publicly available data. Musk also bans the accounts of a number of journalists who have written about @ElonJet. February 12, 2023. Ahead of the Super Bowl, both Musk and President Joe Biden tweet their support for the Philadelphia Eagles. Biden's tweet is seen 29 million times, Musk's just 9 million times. Incensed, Musk leaves the game early and calls an impromptu meeting of Twitter engineers at 2:36 a.m. Their job? To change the Twitter algorithm to artificially inflate the reach of Musk's tweets by a factor of 1,000, making him the preeminent presence on the site. July 23rd, Musk announces Twitter is now called X. August 25th, Donald Trump, once banned, returns to the platform by posting a picture of his mugshot from Fulton County Jail with the words, election interference, never surrender. Musk reposts the shot. 4 days later, X reverses Twitter's long-standing ban on paid political advertising. November 15th, in a post promoting the racist conspiracy theory that Jewish people are importing immigrants to America to fix elections for Democrats, one X user writes, Jewish communities have been pushing the exact kind of dialectical hatred against whites that they claim to want people to stop using against them. Musk replies saying, "You have said the actual truth." In response, several advertisers, including Disney, Warner Brothers, and Comcast, paused their advertising on X. Musk then tells advertisers concerned by hate speech on the platform,
"Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself." Is that clear?
Over subsequent months, Musk will become obsessed with the false claim that Democrats are allowing immigrants into America to create more Democratic voters, in effect stealing the coming election, sharing the claim numerous times with his followers and pushing it to tens of millions more who choose not to follow him. A year later, it will be revealed that Musk, a South African immigrant, worked illegally in the US in the 1990s. November 25th, on X, Musk boosts the Pizzagate conspiracy theory, a long-debunked claim alleging high-profile Democrats ran a pedophile abuse ring from a Washington pizza restaurant. March 25th, 2024. Musk loses a lawsuit against the Center for Countering Digital Hate. He'd sued them after they flagged a rise in hate speech after Musk bought Twitter. In his ruling, a U.S. district judge calls Musk's case vapid and says this case is about punishing the defendants for their speech. May 2024, Musk creates a political action committee which he calls America PAC. Its objective is to mobilize 1 million Republican voters in swing states in an effort to hand the election to Trump. Musk commits to putting tens of millions of dollars of his own money into the Get Out the Vote push and clears his calendar every Friday morning for 30 to 60 minutes to meet with the team he's assembled to run the effort. July 14th. Musk calls Trump on behalf of J.D. Vance, urging Trump to select Vance as his running mate. Vance says abortion is murder and insults women who haven't become mothers.
A bunch of childless cat ladies who are miserable at their own lives and the choices that they've made.
Musk's phone call is part of a broad effort by Silicon Valley billionaires to ensure Vance is selected. The next day, Vance is unveiled as Trump's vice presidential candidate. September 6th, Trump says that if he wins, he will appoint Musk to head up a government efficiency commission.
And Elon, because he's not very busy, has agreed to head that task force.
The idea came from Musk, whose companies are currently facing at least 20 federal investigations. If he gets the role, it would give the world's richest man the power to regulate the regulators who hold sway over his companies. Last year alone, his companies were promised $3 billion across nearly 100 different contracts with 17 federal agencies. September 9th, Musk spreads a conspiracy theory that immigrants in Ohio are eating people's pets. The following day, Trump repeats the slur during the presidential debate with Kamala Harris.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs.
The false claim leads to multiple bomb threats against the Springfield immigrant community. September 15th and 16th. Over a single weekend, Musk amplifies a conspiracy theory that ABC leaked sample debate questions to the Harris campaign, falsely claims that the Dems want to take your kids, further fuels racist lies about immigrants eating pets, shares with his nearly 200 million followers on X that Trump must win to, quote, preserve freedom and meritocracy in America, and insinuates that it is suspicious that no one is even trying to assassinate Biden and Kamala, adding a thinking face emoji. The U.S. Secret Service confirms that it is aware of the post. The White House issues a statement saying violence should only be condemned, never encouraged or joked about. This rhetoric is irresponsible. October 4th, Musk posts, unless Trump wins and we get rid of the mountain of smothering regulations that have nothing to do with safety, humanity will never reach Mars. This is existential. Musk is the owner of SpaceX and stands to make billions from U.S. government space contracts. October 5th, the user handle @America is taken from an X user and given by Musk to his America PAC. That evening, he joins the former president on stage in Pennsylvania, jumping about wildly.
Fight, 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 vote, vote, vote.
By now, he's moved with his senior team to a war room in a hotel in Pennsylvania to focus full-time on the Trump campaign. He speaks to Trump multiple times a week, is doing a series of pro-Trump town halls across the state, and has recruited lieutenants from his companies to join him. October 15th, legal filings from Musk's Political Action Committee show he has personally donated at least $75 million to the effort to re-elect Trump. October 18th, it's revealed that another Musk-funded group called Future Coalition PAC is targeting Muslim voters in Michigan and Jewish voters in Pennsylvania with diametrically opposed political advertisements about Kamala Harris. In areas with large Muslim populations, the group is painting Harris as a close friend of Israel and is suggesting that she's beholden to the beliefs of her Jewish husband. But in areas with large Jewish populations, the ads say Harris panders to Palestine. Simultaneously, Musk is offering $100 to any Pennsylvania voter who signs his online petition as part of an effort to build a list of likely Trump voters. He also starts giving away $1 million a day to a randomly chosen voter who signed the petition. October 19th, it's revealed that the Building America's Future PAC, another Musk-funded campaign group, is impersonating the Harris campaign by setting up a fake website containing fake policy positions, then sending out text messages driving voters to the fake site. October 24th, it's revealed that Musk gave his America PAC a further $44 million in the first 16 days of October. October 25th, the Wall Street Journal reports that Musk has been in regular contact with Russian President Vladimir Putin since 2022. October 27th, Musk speaks at the now infamous Trump rally at Madison Square Garden, a gathering characterized by racism, misogyny, and threats of violence.
USA! USA!
Musk has posted more than 3,000 times on X in the last month, including dozens of unfounded claims about the election which have been viewed hundreds of millions of times. Apart from Trump himself, Musk is now the single biggest spreader of election disinformation. November 5th, Trump wins the presidential election. Elon Musk, a far-right conspiracy theorist, has succeeded in using his immense wealth to help swing the election in favor of a convicted felon.